Hi everybody out there on YouTube from 20 Crows Homestead. We want to wish you all a
very 1, 2, 3 very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See y'all in 2025. Bye. Hey everybody, welcome back to 20 Crows Homestead. Shelly here. And today we're making cranberry juice. Come along with me as I do that. So right now is an ideal time to find cranberries. These came from, I want to say they were from Walmart, and they're on clearance. So I think I paid like $1 a bag for these. It may have been cheaper. I got a bunch of stuff on clearance. So you can get cranberries. I mean, they sell them as your standard and all of that kind of stuff. Or maybe you, I don't know, can you grow your own? Aren't cranberries grown in water or something? But anyways, yeah. So you're going to start by opening up this bag and just dump them in here and rinse off all of your cranberries. Check out this lazy dog. That's our working dog. That's the dog that we purchased to be a working dog. And Randy has ruined him. Randy tries to say that he didn't do it, but he totally did it. This dog, I just don't even know. Anyways, I have all these bags of cranberries that I got fairly cheap. And I'm cutting them open and dumping them into the strainer. As I put them in there, I'm picking out ones that just kind of look questionable, that I don't want in my juice. Yeah, that one looks pretty. This one. And I'm rinsing through them. The recipe that I'm doing, and I'll put this down in the comments, the recipe that I'm doing is 1.5 cups of cranberries and 1/3 cup of sugar, but you can also put honey in it if you don't want to use sugar. What else? Fill it up with water to 1 inch headspace at the top, and then you're going to water bath can them for 20 minutes. That's it. Sounds simple. And then after you water bath can them, you need to just set them on the shelf and let them steep for 6 to 8 weeks. And that gets you a really good cranberry juice. I think it'd probably be okay to open one and drink it, you know, immediately. It just won't be as potent or, what am I trying to say, cranberry tasting as if you let it steep for 6 to 8 weeks. So right now I have my jars in the oven. I have water boiling on the stove, and then I have my canner with water in there, and that's heating up. The reason I'm going to pour boiling water in the jars, because I like to I want warm jars, warm water, going in a warm bath. It just works better that way. If I wasn't heating up the water, I guess I could just put regular water in there, regular temperature water, and just let everything heat up together. But I'm trying to get this done. So my jars are warming and all of that kind of thing. Alright, another thing that I wanted to show you on this video, I have got some ForJars canning lids, and I have not used these before. So, ForJars has sponsored our festival in the past. They send us all kinds of stuff to give away, and we're so thankful for them. Right before Christmas, I went through my supplies. Well, actually, I think it was right before Thanksgiving. I was going through my supplies, and all of my, remember back in 2020 when you couldn't find canning lids and stuff like that? Back whenever I could find them back then, I bought tons of them. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm running out of, you know, brand new canning lids. I do keep used canning lids. I have a whole bag full of them, because if we ever get to the point that we can't find canning lids, I'll use those. And I have reused canning lids in the past. But right now, while you can find them, I've just been using new ones. So I saw that my supplies were getting low, and I decided to order some canning lids because I think right around the week of Thanksgiving they had a really great sale going on. I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but I'm thinking it was like 40% off or something like that. That's a really good sale. So I ordered, let's see what I got in here. I ordered 200 regular mouth canning lids, and I'm like almost out of those completely. And then I ordered 200 wide mouth canning lids. So they come in 50 count boxes. And I think they had a special, 200 regular and 200 wide mouth for a price. I can't remember. Oh, and I got some more stickers. They have such cute stickers. Aren't they cute? So I am going to use my ForJars lids to can these cranberries. First time I've ever used them, and I'll tell you how it goes. Okay, I have my warm quart jars over here. Yep, they're warm. Get another glove. I have my warm quart jars that I'm going to transfer over here. I can get 7 quart jars in my canner. So that's what I'm working with. And then I have my funnel. And I've got a measuring cup. So I need to put 1.5 cups of cranberries. If I see any bad ones, I'll pick them out. 1.5 cups of cranberries in each jar. That's roughly 1/2 cup. And I won't actually throw those cranberries away. I'll take them out and give them to my chickens. I'm sure that they would love them. In each jar, more or less. One of the reasons that I wanted to make cranberry juice is because it is great if you're having bladder issues or a UTI or something like that, kidney issues. It's great for that. So I'm going to put 1/3 cup of sugar in each one. So I was just going to show you, this is what we keep our sugar in, a 5-gallon bucket. I order our sugar in a big, I order our sugar in, I want to say 25-pound bags. I order raw sugar from Azure Standard. It's a 1/3 cup. And that lasts us a year. I don't cook with a lot of sugar. I don't add a lot of sugar. It just lasts us for a long time. So that's what I do with that. So 1/3 cup of sugar in each one. And again, you can substitute honey. You can also substitute an artificial sweetener, I guess. Or you could add nothing. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt just to do the cranberries, and then, you know, if you wanted to, add some kind of sweetener later. I'm sure that would be absolutely fine. Alright, so I put my lid back on my sugar. So now my water is heated pretty well. I'm going to let me put my cranberries over on this side of the pan. I'm going to bring my hot water off of the stove over to the stove. I'm going to bring my hot water off of the stove over to the sink. And I can't talk. I don't know what the deal is. And I'm turning up my canner and letting it start to get heated up. All right. So I'm going to need my funnel. Actually, I think I'm going to, well, no, I'll just move them. And I'm going to fill up each jar to that. Let me show you. I'm going to fill up each jar to that notch right there. That's going to give me an inch headspace. Let me get my debubbler out. I don't really think that you have to debubble these because the berries are just going to float to the top. I'm just making sure. Actually, an inch headspace is right below that, right where the jar starts to flange out right there. But I am going to use this to stir it up a little bit to, you know, get the sugar to dissolve. A little bit more. Well, let me stir this down in there. It is going to need a little bit more water. There we go. I have a feeling that these are going to be really pretty sitting on my pantry shelf. Very Christmassy, right? Festive. Okay, I did have to go back and add a little bit of water once I checked that 1 inch headspace. So when I stirred it around, it apparently released some air bubbles. So I've got a little cup that I keep on my counter over there with a little lid on it, just you know, for canning. So I can dip my paper towel into that, and I'm going to clean off all of the rims of the jars. I want to make sure that I don't have anything on that rim that's going to mess with my seal. All right, and then have my 4 jar lids. Wash those up. Used to, you had to make sure that you boiled your lids and the rings and all of the stuff, and now the canning powers that be, what is it, the USDA, is that who regulates canning stuff? They say that you don't have to do that. So I'm not doing that. I'm gonna put the rings on, and I'm just gonna make them finger tight. These 2 fingers right here, put that on there, tighten it, so when my hand starts to slide, it's tight enough. Well, it doesn't want to go on. I am going to get a new ring because this one is being weird. I'll be right back. There we go. last but not least. All right. All right. So my jars are still hot because they have boiling hot water in them. So I'm going to use my jar lifter, grabber thingy, whatever this thing is called. And I'm going to set them right in here in my rack. They're already starting to change color. It's going to be so pretty. I'll lift those down in there. Now I want at least an inch of water over my jars. I have almost that. So here. I'm gonna use my pot that I had of boiling water and pour a little bit more water in there. And that should be good. Oh yeah, I've got plenty of water. I'm gonna put my lid over this. So when you're water bathing, when it tells you that you have to process it for 20 minutes, you have to wait for it to actually start boiling. So I can't start my timer right now. I have to wait for it to build up a rolling boil, and it'll make your lid bounce and everything. Sometimes it comes out. Sometimes I have to put towels on my stove. I've even had to put towels down here between my refrigerator and my stove. So yeah, sometimes it really gets to boiling. But once that rolling boil starts, then you start your timer for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna let that get going, and I'll be back to show you the finished product at the end. So if you have used ForJars, if you're familiar with these, let me know what your experience has been with them. Do you have many fails? Do they work really well? Several people that I know that have used them said that they are just amazing and they have like no fails. That would be ideal. But sometimes I just always think every time I do have a fail, it's probably something that I screwed up and not so much the product that I'm using. But I know when you order those canning lids, and I'm not gonna lie, those canning lids from China that have like nothing on them, I have had several fails with those. So maybe it's not so much my technique, maybe it is the product. So from here on out, I'm going to be using ForJars for my canning, and I'll let you know if I do run into anything funky or whatever. But there's going to be a link at the bottom in the description of this video for Kentucky Sustainable Living. It's an affiliate link. We just get a little bit. If you click on that link and you order from them, they give us a little bit, and you get a little bit of a discount. It's no extra money from you. It's just from them. So we would really appreciate that if you would support Kentucky Sustainable Living and our festival, the things that Jason and I do to try to help bring awareness of homesteading and you know, sustainable living and not relying on the government and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of helps us out. So back to the video. See, it's starting to boil, but it's not quite there yet. This is what we're looking for. It's making the lid bounce, and that's what we want. All right, it's been 20 minutes. So let's get those off. I'm not going to turn my pan down because I have another batch to go in. So I'm going to keep my heat up on my pan. I'm going to turn my timer off though. Look how pretty that is. And when you're putting, let me turn you so you can see. When you're putting your jars on something so they can cool, you want to make sure that Like I have butcher block countertops, so I actually have 3 towels stacked up here for them to sit on. To cool, but you want a couple inches between your jars. You want airflow to go all around that. My ceiling fan is on, it'll be fine. I can see all my little berries are bubbling, still boiling. Alright, so I'm going to get this other batch going in the canner and I'll be right back. Alright, so for 7 bags, these are the ones that you get at the grocery store. These are 12-ounce bags. For 7 bags, I got 14 quarts. Yeah, 14 quarts of cranberry juice. That's pretty good. Not only does it taste good, it's really good. So some things that I use it for. I've never really been a big fan of cranberries until a couple years ago. I found the recipe from Homestead for cranberry, jalapeno cranberry salsa. And I make that at Thanksgiving. I'm going to make it again for New Year's Eve. I may do a video showing you all how to do that. It is delicious. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And that's why I started buying cranberries at the grocery store. And then, but some things that I use cranberry juice for, because I like the way that it tastes, but just to sit and drink it all the time, I'm not really a juice drinker. Juice has a lot of sugar in it, and I don't drink it much. But some things that you can use this for: mix half cranberry sauce, mix half cranberry juice and half Sprite when you have an upset stomach. It makes my stomach feel better every time that I do that. Also, cranberry juice is great if, like I said earlier, if you have a UTI or a bladder infection or something like that, you need to flush your system, all of that. It's great to drink cranberry juice. Lots of medicinal properties in cranberry juice. So, yeah, that's mainly why I wanted to make this, to have it around as a remedy. And if I just want to enjoy a glass of it, I can have a glass of it. So, let me know if you make cranberry juice. Also, let me know if you use the 4-jar canning lids. Can you reuse those lids? Is that a thing? I don't know. Like I said, I don't throw my old lids away, because if we ever get to a point where you can't find canning lids, I want to have some lids to use. But just let me know if you reuse your canning lids. Okay. So these have been cooling for about an hour, but they're not ready. One thing that you want to remember when you're canning, it's a great idea to let these things cool overnight. If you do your canning in the morning, and they'll probably cool by the evening, but it's a really good idea to let them cool overnight. And then you're going to take the lids off. You're going to try to pick them up by that lid, this lid, after you take the ring off. And as long as it stays on there, you're good to go. It's sealed up. I just took these are narrow mouth jars. I just took those out of the counter. So like I said, I got 14 quarts out of 7 bags. I have 2.5 bags left. I don't know, I may save those and make some jalapeno cranberry salsa because it's so good. So yeah, I'll try to put a picture on the thumbnail of how pretty these look on my shelf. So, Merry Christmas, y'all. Bye. Yeah, God bless you. Have a great day.